Member Cherubini, can you hear us?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Can those attending Zoom hear me?
I can hear you.
Yes. I can hear you.
I think you all must be muted because I cannot hear you. Okay, I was just told that we're having some technical difficulties, so just stand by, please.
Hello, Jill.
Michael, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Not too bad. Storm coming your way?
I would assume so. It's going to come to me and then to you.
Yeah. That's true. Well, we're traveling to Saratoga tomorrow, coming back Thursday.
You going to the Travis Stakes?
Well, they ran it Saturday already, but so we'll see if the rain chases us out.
I don't think so.
30 days? Right, when they're found.
How do we proceed? Can you hear me now, the people that are participating Zoom?
I can hear you.
I can hear you.
Okay, we're still working on it. Sorry about that, members. Yeah, I told them that.
I believe we're still waiting for one more member to have a quorum.
Can you all hear us?
I can hear you.
Okay, thank you. One moment.
Well, yes. No, I'm waiting for them to come online. They're having a problem.
Member Chair Beatty and Liaison, just wanted to let you know that we're waiting for one more member to show up for a quorum.
Okay,
But we
Thank you.
can't, we can hear you all.
you can't hear us?
We can hear you.
Okay, thank you.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Code Enforcement Board regular meeting on Tuesday, August 31, 2021 at 2:08 p.m. Please silence any cell phones or other electronic devices. Will the deputy town clerk please call the roll?
Member Liaison,
Present.
Member Pearlman. Member Cherubini,
Present.
Member Perlow. Vice Chairperson Slam,
Present.
Chairperson Burnage.
Present.
Thank you. Oh, I'm sorry, Town Attorney Rubin. And
Present.
Code Enforcement Officer Manco is in the audience. Thank you.
Will everyone please rise to recite the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Be seated. Are there any additions or deletions to the agenda? Hearing none, I call for a motion to accept the agenda as presented.
Motion to accept.
Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded to accept the agenda as presented. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Nay. The ayes have it. The agenda passes. At this point now, we have the swearing in of anybody that is going to give testimony this afternoon at this meeting. Will everybody stand and please raise their right hand? And the deputy town clerk will provide the testimony.
Okay, we're waiting for everyone that is attending Zoom to be brought in before I actually swear everyone in.
All right.
And they're in, okay. So I just want to let you all know that that are participating in Zoom, as soon as you're sworn in, you will be actually taken back to the waiting room, and we will bring you in when your case is being discussed. So just to let you know. Thank you. All right, so if everyone could raise their right hands, by the authority vested in me as a notary of the state of Florida, do you swear or affirm that the testimonies that you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
There are no public comments at this time. At this time, we will have the approval of the July 27th, 2021 Code Enforcement Board regular meeting. Are there any corrections to the minutes of July 27th? Hearing none, may I have a motion to approve the minutes of July 27th, 2021?
Motion to approve. the
Is there a
minutes.
second? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Motion carries. No unfinished business. Now we go to new business. This is the first case is case number CC 2020-11-009. Sarah Capel, 2809 South Ocean Boulevard. Legal description A/K/A city lot number 114. PNC number is 24-43-46-33-00-001-0040. The code section is 30-69 C1A1 parking lots and vehicular use areas. The violation of the parking area is in disrepair, potholes, cracked pavement, foundation washing away. Do any of the board members have any ex parte communications in this matter? There being none, I open the violation hearing and I turn the over to staff, Code Enforcement Officer Jason Manco for testimony recommendations regarding this violation. Jason.
Thank you. Good afternoon. For the record, Inspector Jason Manco, Town of Highland Beach Code Compliance. This is case number 2020-11-009, 2809 South Ocean Boulevard, Highland Beach, Florida 33487. Okay, I've submitted the following evidence: proof of service, supporting documents, and photos taken of the property that fairly and accurately represent what was observed during an inspection on November 23rd, 2020. November 23rd, 2020, the property was inspected and the following violations were observed: parking area in disrepair in violation of Town Ordinance 30-69 C1A1, maintenance of all vehicular use areas. On July 30th, 2021, a notice of violation was sent to the owner listed on the property appraiser public access tax roll, Sarah Capel, Service was obtained by posting at the property address on July 30th, 2021. In addition, a copy of the notice was also posted at Town Hall. The town recommends that the respondent be found in violation of the code as alleged in the notice of violation, but the property is now in compliance. We ask that a do not repeat order be issued for this ordinance violation, and the town recommends an assessment prosecution cost of $250.
Thank you. Does any board members have any questions in this matter? There being none, the offender may give testimony now.
Good afternoon. My name is James Covey, here on behalf of Sarah Capel. I'm an attorney representing her and the other property owner. I would like to ask if there's anybody here on behalf of the hotel tenant prepared to speak today? Okay, seeing none. Can you hear me at the board?
There is a person here.
Okay, yeah, my name is Michael Lanigan with Ocean Properties, the parent company for Delray Sands.
Could we hear testimony from Delray Sands about their plan to proceed and also why they were not able to get this action corrected before it got this far?
Yes. So dating back to when the original violation occurred, we had to go back in for an additional survey. Obviously, with COVID going on, it was difficult to get that done in a timely manner. We had asked for extension, which we were obliged to. Once we finally got that, we went under contract with Florida Blacktop, a Florida LLC paving company, at which time they submitted in for the original permit number of PAV 210001. That was then went through its process, and there was continued shortcomings between the Florida Blacktop Corporation and the requirements for the application. That application for permit was then expired, at which time, according to my files, which I have, I believe on the 26th of April, you guys are showing the 28th. There was another application that was submitted, and as they went down and continued to put all the permitting items in, there was again issues with what they were sending over and what the requirements for the town permits were. Where we are now, the job has all been completed and put into compliance to the best that we were able to remedy it, provided the original code violation. And we had submitted in with the county for the NOC, which had taken some time. They finally got it back to the town of Highland Beach on Monday. And obviously today's Tuesday, so there was not so much turnaround time for the inspection.
Thank you. Does the town staff have any questions? All right, there being none, and there wouldn't be any other additional rebuttal testimony.
No, sir. May I speak to the board before you make a final decision?
Certainly. Are you Mr. Correa?
Yes, sir. It's Covey, C-O-V like Vegas, E-Y.
Okay. All right. I'm sorry.
No, sir. It's very difficult to see. So I would just point out to the board that my client received notice of the letter that first brought this to her attention on July the 6th, 2021, referencing the subject case. And it came to Sarah Capel's attention. This is a triple net lease relationship. She was not made aware by the tenant that there was any issue, but certainly once this came to her attention, she immediately contacted the tenant, who advised us that they were in process and working with the city to comply. You'll notice that the July 6, 2021 letter is defective. It points out that we're instructed to make the repair to the parking area by January 8 of 2020. That is, there was some typographical error because they're asking that the repairs be done to January of 2020, not only back to January, which is a month certainly preceding July by 6 months, but even beyond that, going back a year before 2021. So we were confused about what the letter meant. We contacted code enforcement. I have to say, Jason, working with my staff, has been great. He's been direct, he's been helpful, and his goal was to get this property in compliance, and that's been the case. So we're asking that the board not sanction my client and find her in contempt or in violation because it wasn't an action that she was acting in disregard of the rules. She wasn't made aware of them till July. We immediately responded and reacted. And had we, again, the notice being defective, we would ask that it was an impossibility to complete. I think the town has accomplished its goal, which is getting the pavement repaired. And it is in compliance at this point, and you see that there's been no bad faith for either parties. So we would ask that the board not find Sarah Capel in violation because there's no direct action or efforts, and on top of that, the defective notice made it an impossibility to complete.
Are we talking about the parking lot that is directly across from the Sands? That's the one? Okay.
On
Just,
the intercoastal.
Yes.
Again, we reacted immediately upon getting that letter and worked with the hotel, and the hotel has been cooperative and took no action to disregard it that we were aware of. It's just, had this come to our attention earlier, we would have acted sooner. This was our first notice, and my experience with zoning and practices, at least you have a grace to try to react and resolve it. And here we didn't even have that chance to address it. So we'd ask for leniency in the circumstance.
this violation says your client was served on July 6th. July 6th, right?
Correct, July 6th of 2021. And if you actually take a look at the notice, you'll see the defect, that it offers the complaint, and then it says, please repair by January 8th of the preceding year.
Yeah. I've seen that before with these dates, you know.
Jason, you wish to address this?
I would just, sorry. So the date at the top of the notice of violation is from the reprinted date. So that is when the existing code violation went to a hearing. So this letter gets reprinted on July 6th and given to the town clerk, and that initiated the notice of hearing. Mr. Covey is correct in that the area to be repaired by January 8th, 2020, that was a typographical error. That should have been 2021. So yeah, that's correct, very much correct in that manner. Again, what the town is asking for is to find that the property was in violation, which I feel the evidence provided shows that it was in violation. The property is now in compliance, and we are asking that a do not repeat order be issued so that if there is another maintenance issue with this property again in the future, it can be handled more expeditiously, as this case was originally opened up in November of 2020.
Thank you. Is there any more comments by anybody or the board members?
I'd like to respond, Mr. Board Member Chair.
Please do.
Again, the first time my client was notified of an issue was July of 2021. She immediately took action. If there was an issue in November of 2020, she's never been notified of that. And we're trying to act in good faith. I would ask the board to consider that we would pay the prosecutorial costs, but not find us in violation and not put the do not repeat order into effect. Because again, the service wasn't proper on her in November of 2020. And she's taken every effort since being notified in July in good faith. And I think the document that we're relying on is defective on its face. So it's not a matter of being disrespectful to the process, but we need to stand true to the process. And I would hope the board would accept our proposal to pay the prosecutorial fees as a settlement offer to move this issue behind us and not find a violation or issue a do not repeat order. Thank you so much for allowing me to speak.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
What exactly was the property owner notified of in November of 2020? In November of 2020, the property owner was notified of parking area in disrepair. That initiated their initial permit application in January 22nd of 2021. So the initial permit application was started in January. So it is an assumption that the owner was notified, and maybe coincidentally they started this process. The notice of violation that's being referred to is a courtesy letter. The official service, which was delivered July 30th of 2021, serves as legal service of notifying the owner. So we can dispute whether the original notice of violation, whether the owner, Mrs. Capel, received that or not. I do not have confirmation that she received it. The notice of hearing was received by certified mail and posting directly to the property. So I feel there's, this is certainly finding that there was a violation on the property and proper service was obtained.
That says July 30th on the certificate of service. The
Correct.
notice of hearing, July 30th.
Correct.
Now it's August 30th, so
Correct.
it's been 30 days since they got notice of hearing. And they've already are in the process of correcting the issue, right?
Sure, yeah, they did they started with a permit application back in January of this year, about 9 months ago. That permit was canceled, and then a new permit was applied for on April, I believe, 28th of this year. So there's been 2 permit applications processed, all while under notice of violation. We granted extension time to allow them to get the permit process through and to make these repairs. It got to the point where this hazardous parking situation was existing and not being rectified. So this was moved to a hearing, and that is the notice on July 30th that was given to the property owner.
All right, Jason, thank you. Would you like to restate your proposed motion one more time, please?
Sure. Town is recommending that the property be found in violation of the town code as alleged in the notice of violation. The property is now in compliance, and we are asking that a do not repeat order be issued to the property. And the town is recommending a prosecution assessment of $250.
Thank
Mr.
you.
Chairman,
Yes, go ahead.
Mr. Banco, can you address any conversations that were held with the representatives of the hotel once you were notified of the condition of the parking lot?
Yeah, so I spoke personally with the property manager at the time, who was Rick Clark, who I understand is no longer there, which, I assume that may have been how things kind of got delayed a little bit, because Rick Clark was the one who asked me for some extra time. They were getting quotes for the job. I've spoken with a number of people from representing the property, but I can't really attest to who's who, because I was kind of just giving information as to the process of the case. But I did speak with the property manager at the opening of the case, and probably around till April of this year, following up.
Would it be of your opinion that the hotel showed good faith and tried to rectify it?
I have nothing to believe that there was bad faith. I just think maybe it was kind of, they were maybe getting estimates and kind of pushing it down a little bit. And I can grant some time work with if there's some estimates getting done, but it was just getting a little drawn out, and there weren't any. There was no concrete. I couldn't see any estimates or anything like that they were moving forward. I don't have any reason to believe it was in bad faith.
Okay, could we conclude that COVID affected this situation?
I don't see how COVID would have come into this situation. Building department is fully open and processing. I spoke with the building official. In that time, we've processed over 1,000 permits since the initial permit application here. So I don't think there was any slowing down of the permit process by the building department.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any more comments or questions? There being none, the public hearing is now closed. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Miles?
I move that we we assess, is this it? That there was a violation that occurred. The violation was corrected. And I don't feel that a no repeat order is called for here. Because I think that they had good faith, and I think they're taking it seriously, and they're on notice now. And, you know, they're doing what they're supposed to be doing now. And there was some concerns about the actual notice.
Or is there any penalty of the? cost of-
That $250 cost of prosecution.
Is there a second?
The motion is to include a $250.
The
Yes.
motion is to,
It's the
it's
respondent
basically
was-
everything that Jason proposed, except no order.
So the motion is they were in violation, they're now in compliance, and just assessment of costs of $250.
Correct. Is there a second to the motion made by Miles? It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion of the motion? There being none, will the deputy town clerk please call the roll?
Vice Chairperson Slam,
Yes.
Member Pearlman, Member Lienzon,
Yes.
Member Cherubini,
Yes.
Member Perlow, Chairperson Burnage.
Yes,
Motion carries.
thank you. Next item is case number CC 2021-02-005, Albert Giachetti, I'm sorry, at 1118 Bel Air Drive. Legal description is Highland Beach Isles, Lot 10. The PNC is 24-47-47-04-03-000-0100. The code section is 30-122A, building permits required. The violation, observed boat lift and piling installation without permit. Do any board members have any ex parte communications in this matter to disclose? There being none, at this time, I open the violation hearing and I turn it over to Code Enforcement Officer Manco for testimony and recommendations.
Thank you. For the record, Code Inspector Jason Manco, Town of Highland Beach Code Compliance.
Jason Perez, one of the attorneys in the matter.
Yes, my name is Jason Perez. I'm with the law firm Granner, Plotzik and Allison on behalf of Mr. Albert Giachetti, the owner of 1118 Bel Air Drive, as well as Mr. Jason Giachetti, who's a co-owner of the property as well.
Excuse me, sir. We're going to need to swear you in before the other Jason that's on mute.
I believe that's Mr. Jason Giachetti.
Okay, so we're going to have to swear you in, sir. So can you raise your right hand, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, by the authority vested in me as a notary of the state of Florida, do you swear or affirm that the testimony that you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Jason, you may proceed.
Thank you. Okay, again, for the record, Officer Jason Manco, Town of Highland Beach Code Compliance, case number 2021-02-005. Address is 1118 Bel Air Drive, Highland Beach, Florida, 33487. Before you, I've submitted the following evidence, proof of service, supporting documents and photos taken of the property that fairly and accurately represent what was observed during inspection on Friday, February 9th, 2021 and August 30th, 2021. On February 9th, 2021, the property was inspected and the following violations were observed. Boat lift installation without permit in violation of Town Ordinance 30-122A, building permits required. On July 30th, 2021, a notice of violation was sent to the owner listed on the property appraiser public access tax roll, Albert Giachetti. Service was obtained by posting at the property address on July 30th, 2021. In addition, a copy of the notice was also posted at Town Hall. Mr. Giachetti is in the process of applying for permit at this point. However, the town is obligated to move forward with the case. The town is recommending that the respondent be found in violation of the town code as alleged in the notice of violation, and that they be ordered to comply. We would like 60 days to allow for the permit process and appeals board hearing to continue, or be fined up to be fined $250 per day for each day the violation remains after the date set for compliance, and assess prosecution costs in the amount of $250 payable by the date set for compliance. That is all.
Thank you, Jason. Does the board have any questions of Mr. Manco? There being none, the offender may give testimony. Please provide your name and your affiliation with the violation, please.
Well, my name is Jason Perez. I'm here on behalf of Mr. Albert Giacchetti and Mr. Jason Giacchetti, the owners. I would say, just as background, the owners installed the boat lift in 2012 with proper permitting. Earlier this year, in January or February, the boat lift was being repaired. During the work, it appeared that 2 of the dock pilings were rotting and also needed to be replaced. So 2 new pilings were placed within 3 feet of the old pilings, which was consistent with the Florida Department of Environmental Protection guidelines without needing department approval. Before the boat lift was actually repaired and installed, the project was stopped by a code enforcement officer due to not having a permit for replacing the pilings and repairing the lift. That stop order has been complied with since that time. It just wasn't realized that a permit was needed from the town at the time of the repairs, because the repairs were done pursuant to the Florida Department of Environmental Protection. However, once my client was made aware of the problem, he stopped the work and has actively been working with the town since February of 2021 to address the issue. In February, a letter was sent to open this code case. My client spoke to Mr. Remus, who pointed them to Ms. Ingrid Allen, the town planner, to discuss this planning board process, because the pilings and the boat lifts are considered accessory marine facilities under the Highland Beach Municipal Code. It must go through a special exception process. This process requires an application to the building department and a planning board hearing before a permit can actually be issued. On February 19th, my client contacted Ms. Allen via email to arrange an in-person appointment to discuss what actually has to be done. COVID was preventing an in-person meeting, but a phone meeting was arranged the following week. In advance of that following week's hearing on February 22nd, my client provided the prior 2012 boat lift permit, prior lift plans, images of the lift in disrepair, and requested an emergency permit actually be issued. My client didn't hear back from the town after the meeting until March 2nd, when my client was informed that the town's attorney was also reviewing the matter. Ultimately, it was determined that a permit was actually necessary, and that additional documentation would be needed in support of the permit, like letters from government agencies and certain drawings and engineer reports before the matter can actually be put on the planning board hearing calendar and have the permit actually be issued. Really, COVID has just delayed obtaining these documents and having to go to the government agencies to get these necessary documents, and it's just taken a little bit longer than expected. My client they've complied with all the town's document requests, the reports, the drawings in furtherance of obtaining the permit. And they've done that since February. They've been in active communication and have had meetings with the town to pursue the permit and to satisfy their comments and the document requests. As recently as August 13th, my client, Ms. Allen, and Mr. Remus had a meeting to discuss the open comments on the boat lift permit. I understand that Ms. Allen has actually accepted the new plans and her comments have been satisfied, and Mr. Remus was going to be informing Mr. Jason Manco about the progress of the matter. So we do expect this matter to be pursued and put on a planning board hearing in October, probably no later than November, I would expect. And after that, we would expect the permit to be issued. My client is very eager to resolve the matter. He spent considerable time, energy, and money to address this issue. Really, unfortunately, COVID has just delayed trying to get this thing done sooner rather than later, and being able to meet with people and people associated with government agencies to obtain certain documents. Nonetheless, as it stands right now, we're just waiting for the town to calendar this matter to go before the planning board. My understanding is the first one available is in October. So I expect no later than maybe November this gets resolved. So I would probably just ask until the end of the year before any sort of any fine gets imposed. just to give enough time to have this be set and heard before the town planning board. And like I said, my client has been actively working with the town to get this thing resolved for quite some time, since February 2021. So we would just request a 90-day reschedule of this hearing, or a 90-day term to actually comply, essentially.
Thank you. Mr. Manco, you have any questions of the offender?
No, sir.
Please put your mic on.
Oh, Jason, could you explain to me, has this work already been completed?
I don't know if the work has been completed. It was initiated what started the notice of the ordinance violation.
So it's still ongoing?
Yeah, as Mr. Perez stated, it's awaiting a Board of Appeals hearing. So planning board. So it's, again, there's good faith here. We're recommending 60 days. If a different amount is, if you guys want to make what your own determination.
Well, it sounds like it might need more than 60 if it doesn't get on the calendar.
You have to forgive me. I'm not familiar with what the planning board schedule is. This was just, a 60 days, which is double what we typically recommend for rectifying this. This is dealing with boat lifts, so it does have a couple extra hoops it has to jump through. Okay? Okay. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, there's a lot of different departments here, and it looks like the offender has been communicating with the building department, with the town attorney. I mean, it seems that they're making a diligent effort to do this. It was slowed down, obviously, by the COVID situation.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know how much time. Can we ask Mr. Perez how much time that you think it's going to take to get this up and, to specs?
We say a
I
certain,
can pop in if that's okay.
could you recommend a certain period of time, Jason, after the planning board meets? We could tie it to that.
I mean, that may get a little complicated. I think Mr. Perez threw out a 90-day.
Yeah.
And the town would be no objection to giving 90 days. If there's some issue at that point with the planning board, maybe, it could be revisited or something like that.
We can revisit it at that time.
But, at this point, I think 90 days seems reasonable.
Would you like to restate your suggested
Sure.
motion?
Yeah, the town is recommending that the respondents be found in violation of the town code in the notice of violation, and that they be ordered to comply within 90 days or be fined $250 per day for each day the violation remains after the date set for compliance, and assess prosecution costs in the amount of $250 payable by the date set for compliance.
I move for 90 days to get in compliance, and a $250 cost prosecution. Oh, and we have to find that they're in violation, which I don't think that's in dispute, right? Okay. The motion.
I second it.
Been moved and seconded. Wait a minute, the public hearing's now closed. Are there any other recommendations from the staff?
No, sir.
No, okay. We have the motion.
Sorry, could you just recap? I've been going a little bit in and out of this, and I've been trying to call in here. I do apologize for
We restate the
remote connection issues.
Yeah, well, the motion is a finding of violation, 90 days to comply, $250 a day after 90 days, and administrative prosecution costs amount of $250 payable by the date set for compliance.
All right, it's moved and seconded. Is there any other discussion? There being no discussion, will the deputy clerk please call the roll on this matter?
Vice Chairperson Slam,
Yes.
Member Perlow,
Yes.
Member Lienzon,
Yes.
Member Pearlman,
Yes.
Member Cherubini,
Yes.
Chairperson Burnage.
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you. Next case is number CC 2021-05-015. Adjacent Machua, am I pronouncing that correctly?
Mucha, like the painter.
Mucha.
Mucha, like the
Mucha.
painter.
5 Ocean Place, the legal definition or the legal description is A/K/A SLY 65.86 FT of NLY. The PNC number is 244347040000600130. Section of the code is 30-122A, building permits required. The violation observed is partition construction in the garage with electrical without a permit. Do any of the board members have any ex parte communication in this matter? There being none, I now open the violation hearing and I turn the matter over to Code Enforcement Officer Manco for his testimony recommendations regarding this violation.
Thank you, Code Officer Jason Manco, Town of Highland Beach Code Compliance. Case 2021-07-015. Address is 5 Ocean Place, Highland Beach, Florida, 33487. I have submitted the following evidence, proof of service, supporting documents and photos taken of the property that fairly and accurately represent what was observed during an inspection on May 25th, 2021. On May 25th, 2021, the property was inspected and the following violations were observed. A partition for a room and electrical work installed without permit in violation of Town Ordinance 30-122A, building permits required. On July 30th, 2021, a notice of violation was sent to the owner listed on the property appraiser public access tax roll, Jasik Mucha, if I'm pronouncing that right. Service was obtained by posting at the property address on July 30th, 2021. In addition, a copy of the notice was also posted at Town Hall. The property owner installed a partition electric. Upon receiving the notice of violation, they removed all the work. They undid all the work, all the electric and all the partitions. So the property is now in compliance. They are not needing to get a permit for the work since it was returned to a code compliant state. The town is recommending that they be found in violation, but the property is now in compliance and that a do not repeat order is issued. The town is asking to assess prosecution costs in the amount of $250.
Thank you, Jason. Do any of the board members have any questions of Mr. Manco? Is there anybody representing the offender here? There's supposedly an attorney, but we don't know his name. Okay.
Nobody?
Nobody. Well, at this time, does the board have any other questions? All right, the public hearing is now closed. Is there a motion to the staff's recommendations, please?
Motion is to find this in violation and assess $250 cost of prosecution.
Do you think we should have an amendment to that in the event that
In violation and been correct and been
No.
corrected?
right? Was corrected.
Now in compliance.
Violation, now compliant. What was what did you want?
Was the do not
Well,
repeat.
if they do not have a repeat,
Do not
repeat order, this could happen all over again since
Yes,
we're done
it
here.
could.
Hope it wouldn't. But
Yeah.
Is this the first time for a violation in this place?
Yes.
well, if it has a do not repeat order, it would have to come back to us again. if
This
happens.
is, it's kind of a technicality because
Right.
when we find a property in violation of a code,
Mhm.
if there's another violation, it immediately goes to the code
Right,
board.
okay.
So it's kind of redundant, but it's kind of getting the point across that,
That's
you
what I
know,
was suggesting.
future violations will result in an immediate hearing.
Yes.
You want to restate your motion then?
Okay, fined in violation, but corrected. Violation and corrected.
Now in compliance.
$250 fine. I'm sorry, not a fine, $250 cost of prosecution. And they do not
Repeat order be issued. Is there a second?
I second it.
Been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? There being none, will the deputy town clerk please call the roll?
Vice Chairperson Slam,
Yes.
Member Pearlman. Member Perlow,
Yes.
Member Liaison,
Yes.
Member Cherbini,
Yes.
Chairperson Burnage.
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you.
Now, the next case is CC 2021-07-003. Jenna Ann Breenza and James Louis Zacharakis. 4511 South Ocean Boulevard, apartment 506, legal definition 45 Ocean Condo Building 1, apartment 506. The PNC is 24-43-47-04-10-001-0506. Code section is 30-112A, building permits required, violation observed, complete unit demolition without permit. Do any of the board members have any ex parte communications in this matter? I have to state that I serve on the board of directors of this condo association, and Mr. Zacharakis's father is a member of that board also. I don't know, does that disqualify me?
It's 4,500? 45?
45, yes, 45 Ocean.
4511 South Ocean Boulevard.
Yes, just a minute.
Yeah, you can proceed.
All right, thank you. At this time, I now open the violation hearing and I turn this over to the staff, the code enforcement officer, Jason Manco, for his testimony and recommendations regarding this violation.
Thank you. Officer Jason Mako, Town of Highland Beach Code Compliance, case number 2021-07-003. Address is 4511 South Ocean Boulevard, Unit 506, Highland Beach, Florida 33487. I have submitted the following evidence: proof of service, supporting documents, and photos taken of the property fairly and accurately represent what was observed during an inspection on July 6, 2021. On July 6, 2021, the property was inspected and the following violations were observed: unit demolition, remodel without permit in violation of ordinance 30-122A, building permits required. On July 30th, 2021, a notice of violation was sent to the owner listed on the property appraiser public access tax roll, Jenna Ann Brienza and James Louis Zacharakis. Service was obtained by posting at the property on July 30th, 2021. In addition, a copy of the notice was also posted at Town Hall. I believe these properties were issued this property was issued its permit today, the final permit. There were 3 permits that were in application. The final one got approved today. So we are recommending that the property be found in violation of the town code. The property is now in compliance, and that a do not repeat order be issued. And the town is asking for costs of prosecution in the amount of $250.
Thank you. Do any of the board members have any questions of Mr. Manco? There being none, that the offender's representative wish to comment at this time, sir?
Good afternoon, Alan Rains on behalf of Jenna Ann Brienza and James Louis Zacharakis. Everything Mr. Manco said is accurate. We spoke in advance of the hearing. It's my understanding that there was an approved electrical permit that, according to Mr. Manco, has now been issued. We're ready to move forward once the permits are issued. Apparently, there was some confusion with the GC on this project about proceeding with demo during pending application, and we have no objection to the imposition of the cost of $250.
Does staff have any questions of the offender's attorney?
No, sir.
All right. Does the board have any questions of the offender's attorney? All right. There being none, at this point, the public hearing is now closed. And will someone please restate the motion of the staff at this time? Jason, do you want to read?
You would like me to repeat?
Please.
Town is recommending that the respondent be found in violation of the town code as alleged in the notice of violation, but is now in compliance, and that a do not repeat order be issued. Town is asking for costs of prosecution in the amount of $250.
Someone wish to so move?
I'll move. I move that the respondents be found in violation of the town code as alleged in the notice of violation. It is now in compliance, and that a do not repeat order be issued, and the cost be imposed of $250.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Will the deputy town clerk please call the roll? Being no discussion.
Member Pearlman,
Yes.
Vice Chairperson Slam,
Yes.
Member Lienzon,
Yes.
Member Chair Beanie,
Yes.
Member Pearlman, Chairperson Burnett.
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you.
Well,
Thank you. Next
You
is,
may have Pearlman twice.
it's okay. I'm Perlo and he's Perlman.
I apologize, Member Perlo.
at this point, we have a few announcements. There was a scheduled September 7th, 1:30 PM Town Commission meeting. However, it's been canceled. September 9th, 2021 at 9:30, the Planning Board is meeting. And it's September 21st, 2021 at 5:01 PM, the Town Commission Special Second Public Hearing regarding the budget. There being no other issues, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Chairperson Burnett,
Yes.
one other thing, the next Code Enforcement
Yeah.
Board is slated for October the 12th. Is everyone available?
Let's take a look. Let's look.
Yep,
Wait a second.
Yes,
at this time,
Let me just see.
12.
at 2 PM.
Yes, sir.
Oh, boy.
I'll be available by Zoom.
Let me just take a look.
I'll be available by Zoom.
October. Oh, boy. October 12 is that, yeah, that's a Tuesday. I'm okay. Yep. Okay.
All right, thank you. There's one other announcement, food trucks for fire rescue, September 9th, Town Hall, 5 PM to 7 PM. It says mingle with your town manager and commissioners and learn about the new Highland Beach Fire Rescue Department for anyone wishing to attend. Now, at this point, there being no other business, the chair will entertain a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn.
It's been moved. Is there a second? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? No.
Aye.
The ayes have it. At 2:56 PM, we have adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.